We got into recycling because we thought it was the right thing to do. Of course, it is a disposal service. At its core, it's taking stuff that people don't want anymore and trying to do something better than landfill with it. You can see the range of things that are coming out of people's houses. 10, 15 years ago, this would have had a lot more aluminum, a lot more glass. It's amazing how many things have moved to plastic.
People think plastic can be recycled, but actually most plastic is very hard to recycle. So this is data from the World Economic Forum. It shows that 32% of plastic packaging ends up littering the environment. 40% is sitting in a landfill somewhere. 14% is incinerated. 14% is recycled, but only 2% is effectively recycled. Effectively recycled means that it's recycled into something that's actually as useful as what it was before. Most of it is downcycled, meaning that it becomes something worse. Unlike glass and metals, plastics degrade when they're recycled. Most recycled plastic is only recycled once before ending up in landfills, incinerators, and the environment.
Cities around us had kind of caved to the Collect All Plastics campaign of the American Chemistry Council.
Plastics recycling is pretty cool, and today we're recycling more and more. Recycling plastics is a fairly simple process.
In 2013, under significant pressure from our city council, we began accepting non-bottle mixed rigid plastic. So all the plastic containers, berry containers, keg cups, plastic cold cups, from Starbucks. Procter & Gamble wants us all to believe that all their packaged goods are in totally environmentally sound packaging. They want us all using single-use packaged products so that we're just on the supply chain. It's totally unfair to the cities and the recyclers on the back end because then everyone says, oh, it's recyclable. You should collect it. Well, then what? We have to pay to sort it. We have to pay to process it. And then we don't have any markets for it.
When I mention plastic to younger people, they say plastic is that giant island that's the size of Antarctica in an ocean, and that's what plastic did. It wrecked the environment. But the world is still going toward plastic.
We do have a plastic waste problem, and at this point in time, I've never seen the industry more aligned about tackling that problem.
They're mostly making these statements that are quite normative. We'll look into this, we're committed.
The chemical industry has products and processes that can help address these sustainability issues.
We believe in sustainable practices and sustainable business growth.
But that hasn't translated into what the step-by-step plan is.
Graham Von Hoff, who's the executive vice president of Shell's chemical division, wrote, "I find the issue of unmanaged plastic waste deeply concerning." And then he adds, "The challenge is not with plastics themselves, it's what happens after people use them." I can't speculate about what the executives at petrochemical companies actually believe, but it's certainly true that in their communications and their actions, most of them indicate that while they might generously offer to help with the cleanup problem, there's nothing wrong with the product or with the companies that are making the product. The fault lies with the consumers and with countries that have inadequate waste recycling infrastructure.
I think everyone agrees that plastic waste does not belong in the ocean or the environment. So I'm very happy to announce today the formation of the Alliance to End Plastic Waste. This can bring together companies that make plastic and those that handle plastic after the consumer use. We're ready to invest over $1.5 billion to identify projects and fund projects to really get at solving solutions.
I think if you look at some of the industry-backed plans, the Alliance to End Plastic Waste, they want to put significant investment into recycling and waste collection infrastructure. And that's great where it happens, but that's not going to reach everywhere. It's definitely not on the same scale or even close to the scale of the amount of plastic that is projected to be produced in the coming decade based upon all this new investment in infrastructure. The metaphor I use in the piece is it's like trying to bail out a bathtub with a teaspoon while the tap is on full blast. And certainly we see that this distraction has been effective in terms of media coverage. There is a lot of coverage about cleanup. Whether it's the big ocean cleanup that has a lot of big money behind it, or whether it's smaller efforts, whether it's industry investments in cleanup, that definitely has dominated the narrative. That famous quote, "The future of plastics is in the trash can," it's no secret that the industry has for decades understood that the way to profit more is to get people to use more plastic. Their incentive is to get us to use more, and if we throw it away, that creates PR problems for them. But economically, it's great if we just keep using single-use products.